Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Connect In. Connect In is a weekly broadcast about the importance of getting out of our head and back into our heart. When we are back in our heart, thank goodness, we can follow our truth, we can be in flow with our life, and it just makes life just a little bit easier. So, welcome. I'm Damini Celebrate, and it is my mission to help you live as your brightest best self. And because I navigate many different worlds in my life, one is a 5-element acupuncturist that is very Taoist based, that really talks about why it's important that we are aligned with the season, with ourselves, both internally and what's around us, and how that influences us living to our fullest potential. So that's the 5-element side. I'm also a shamanic practitioner, which really talks a lot about, as above, so below, as within, so without, which is saying whatever's going on inside us is being reflected in nature. Whatever is being reflected in nature is affecting us. So basically, I'm a healer that helps you. The other tool for your heart is embodied creativity, because I believe embodied creativity, again, gets us out of our head and allows our body and heart to guide us. Because if I say to you, kind of think about what's in your way, you're going to be like, blah, 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 blah. I have this idea and this idea. But, the truth is they are only surface ideas. To untangle what's in your way, I say the best way to do that is to use the language of color, shape, and form, which is the language of your soul, and let your body guide you to really what needs to be untangled, not the same story we keep untangling over and over again. So I'm really, really glad you're here. Today, I want to share with you about the element of fire. So going back to that reference of 5-element acupuncture, there are 5 elements or 5 kind of core energetics that move us through the wheel of life, or the wheel of the year. And that is, if we're starting with the season that we are in now in the Northern Hemisphere, which is summer, that's the element of fire. And we go from fire to the element of earth, to the element of metal, to water, and then back to the element of wood. So in other words, summer, late summer, autumn, winter, and spring. And there are energetic pathways or meridians that are aligned with those elements as well. But, I can totally geek out on all of that. So bear with me if I start, I'll pull myself in. But what's important about these elements is they not only talk about what's going on around us, but it also talks about the energetics and how it influences our life, our choices, our personalities, our temperaments, all of that. And today I want to talk about the element that is associated with summer, and that is fire. So, way long introduction this morning. But before we go, indulge me and join me as well. And let's take a moment and come out of our head so we can receive this information in a deep way by coming back down into our body. Again, I like to do a ritual that says I'm coming out of my head, talkie space, and I'm coming back into the place where my heart and soul can receive the information and help share with me information that we all are yearning to know. And that's how to live in the fullest expression of ourselves. All right, my love, so go ahead and have a seat if you can. If you're driving, do this part later. And allow yourself to feel the weight of you on your chair. Bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your breath breath down to your belly. And now bring your breath all the way down into your hips. Now bring your breath all the way down to your feet. Breath to belly to feet. And I'm going to play this singing bowl for a little while. And I invite you to keep doing this journey. Breath to belly to feet. Your energy goes where your intention goes. So just keep bringing yourself further out of your head and down into your body. We'll do this just for a few minutes. Nice long deep breaths. Physically feel your body, your breath coming into your belly. Feel your breath coming down into your hips, down your legs, into your feet. And again, breath into your chest, down into your belly, down into your hips, down into your feet. Wiggle your toes. And with the next breath, we're going to take this a little bit deeper. Bring your breath down to your belly, down to your hips, down to your ankles, feet, wiggle your toes. And now imagine your breath traveling all the way out the bottom of your feet in the form of a giant root, a taproot. And imagine that root traveling through the soil. Imagine the texture of the soil. Is it moist? Is it dry? Is it acrid? Is it yielding? Feel that root travel deeply to the earth and imagine it kind of wrapping around the core of the earth. Feel yourself tether. Feel your energy, your body, your intention. Root and tether. You may notice a kind of physical click, like you're being held by the earth. Notice what it feels like in your body to be present with your body, your breath, and rooted with the earth. What shifted in your body? Do you feel heavier, calmer, not as twirly? Be present with all that you're feeling. And that is the importance of coming into your body, coming back into your breath, to your belly, to your feet. It helps you not be so reactive. It helps you just to take a pause. And most importantly, you can really access your inner guidance. and it could physically calm your butt down. Breath Belly Fee is a helpful tool to use, especially in the energy of summer, because summer's energy rises, it rises up. So another way to think about these 5 elements, so you, those of you who are listening versus watching, can have a visual. So if we start with the winter, right, which is almost the complete opposite of where we are right now in the Northern Hemisphere, because summer solstice is next week. So if we start with winter, where it's like this seed that is in the ground, deep, deep, deep in the ground, and it's not dead, right? It's there, it's being nurtured, it's taking in the elements of the soil, it's kind of building its energy up. Like all the potentiality is right there in the seed, but it's building its energy up. And then by some mystical or spiritual or cosmic way, the seed decides it's going to start journeying up. Or we could just say the sun, the warming of the soil, starts to invite the energy of the seed to come up, right? So underground, it's becoming this sprout. And then in the energy of spring, it bursts through the ground. And it's like, I am an oak tree, and I may be this wee little being, but that plant knows exactly who it is. So the energy of spring is really about, yes, I am. And so when you notice plants growing, right, you see them come up through the ground. The very next thing they do is they start to bud, and then they bloom. Because at summer, wherever you are in the world, summer is the height or the apex of the sun in the sky. It's like right up there. And so if you think of this bud then becoming a blossom, like you're kind of opening up the flower, right? They're all intermixable here, is opening up to the brightness of the sun, right? Metaphorically, it's also you opening up to your fullest potential, opening up your heart. And then if we just travel down this little visual of the 5 elements, that flower then becomes a fruit, the fruit then drops, the seeds drop into the ground, and we start that cycle again. But for now, let's talk about this concept of opening up, blooming, of allowing the ability of yourself to fully open your heart, right? And really, I understand that it is a challenge to allow the heart to open, to allow the heart to close. For a lot of us, we kind of get stuck in like a full wide open or closed feeling. But in the 5 element acupuncture theory, there are 4 energetics that kind of govern our body and our personalities in the summer. And so there's the heart, and that's the primary energetic of summer, right? It's really the primary energetic of how we go through the world. Like, can we go through the world with our heart open, right? It's a growth for each and every one of us. In the summer, the invitation is more there, and it's a little bit easier because it's warmer. We're more expanded as a person anyway. There's more social activities because it's outside. There's a lot of opening, and the invitation is to allow your heart to open and receive as well. So in the 5 element world, there is this other energetic that kind of protects the heart, because the heart is like the thing, and we know this even in Western medicine. You know, without a heart, we're dead. And so if we go back to the concepts in the 5 elements, we have the heart, and then we have an energetic that protects the heart, which, ta-da, is called the heart protector. And I like thinking about the heart protector like this gate. It's a gate. It's a gate that allows the radiance of your heart to shine. And when it feels like it's a little too much, it can close. Health is really having the ability to have full expression of all your energetics, all your emotions, right? And so some of us, when we get hurt, our heart protector closes down. I mean, the truth is our heart is always radiant. It's the heart protector that can close down and make us feel not lovable or inaccessible to our heart, right? So it's the heart protector that can close. Full health is having this range of opening and closing, opening fully, being a little bit open, whatever feels right for us. That is the full expression of fire, really, of summer. Like, can you open to the radiance of your heart? Can you open to the radiance of you? Right? It's a good question to ask yourself. And if you think, I have no idea what you're talking about, Damini, just feel into yourself. Like, can you access yourself? Can you access this heart of yours? Can you extend that heart of yours to nature, to an animal, to a plant, to a person, to an idea? Like, what is the function and what is the range of how much you can allow yourself to open or close? I know I mentioned 4 energetics. The other 2 support the heart and heart protector. One of them is about really allowing the heart to hear what it needs to hear. And the other one is really about kind of, I call it the hostess with the mostest energy. But mostly, can you bring your warm heart itself and extend it to another person? And I feel like I just kind of geeked out a little bit more, but the invitation is, can you, during this energy of summer, this time of blooming, this time of allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to close down a little and to be vulnerable enough to open up a little to yourself and to other people. With this, I'd like to take us through a real short meditation just to kind of give us an idea of this energy, because this energy is not only happening inside us, it's happening out in the world as well. So there's a both and experience. And you know this, if you have something on your heart and you're outside walking, and as you're asking an important question to yourself, a big bird flies by, the sun suddenly shines out. It's like kind of nature is answering you. So what's inside us is always often being reflected outside us. So go ahead and soften your eyes. When your eyes are soft, you're in your heart space. Do a breath to belly to feet just to get yourself out of your head. Feel your feet on the ground and wiggle your toes. And then place your hands on your heart. Feel into the rising and falling of your chest. Feel into the beating of your heart. And joy is the emotional word that is associated to the element of fire and to the energy of summer, right? And some of us are extremely joyful in the summer, and some people want to hibernate, and that's okay. You have to be exactly where you are. But come back to your heart, feel the rising and falling of your chest, feel the beating of your heart, and ask yourself, what brings you joy? And when you're thinking about what brings you joy, feel into the joy in your heart. How much does that energy kind of extend through your body? Is it just a little bit? Does it give it a little twinkle? Does it feel like it kind of extends out through your body? Joy is the energy related to the heart. Joy, and the other end of that is lack of joy. Again, that's how your heart opens and blossoms, and how your heart comes back into itself. So joy is not a full-on wee, right? It is, think about it, of joy with vulnerability. Just giving yourself some space to be just where you are. How does joy feel in your body? Right? If joy had a color, what would it be? And remember, it doesn't have to be all unicorns and fairy tales here, my loves. It could be whatever is real for you, right? Don't try to fit in with what you think it should be. Be present with yourself. That's the biggest gift you can give yourselves. What is that color in your body that represents joy? Right. Can you allow that energy of joy to expand? Or does it want to keep you lovingly protected? Right? This is the beauty of the heart. It radiates, and then the heart protector allows you the control of opening and closing. So bring your awareness and attention to this blossom of light that is in your heart. This energy that is called summer outside and joy on the inside. And ask your heart, what is one thing that I can do this week to support myself in being present with my heart? That can be outrageously silly, and it can be really tender and loving and quiet. I suggest that you write that down if you can. It's really a special moment to connect into yourself, to feel back into yourself. Yeah, beautiful. So there are many, many, many different ways to connect in with yourself. There is the internal exploration that I talk a lot about. There is just the beautiful coming back into your body and seeing what's there. There is understanding how your environment affects you and you affect your environment. And then there's all these other ways through history that we try to describe the energetics of our growth. And so this week we talked about the energy of fire and how that supports this energy of being your brightest best self, of being in the radiance of you, in the radiance of your heart. And that could be hiking and swimming with dolphins and curling up on the couch and reading a book, of being around many, many people and being really present with yourself, by yourself. So I invite you to just allow yourself to explore a little bit more of the range of fire. We're going to keep continuing to explore the energy of fire by working with summer solstice energy next week. So if you're joining me next week, if you have some markers or crayons or pencils and paper, bring that along, because we're going to create a little summer solstice talisman drawing symbol. and it'll be great to have you participate live. So tell all your friends. And I also want to remind you that on summer solstice is the last day of the Creative Alchemy Community Founders Members Special Price. It goes into a higher price after summer solstice. So the Creative Alchemy Community is a monthly gathering with some supportive audio exercises throughout the month that really work with all of these things that I talk about on Connect In, because it's so easy to do this work on your own, and it's so easy to walk away when things get uncomfortable. And it's so easy to be on your journey of self-discovery, be on your journey of living to your fullest expression, when you have gals that are behind you going, yeah, I got you, I hold you, I'm holding space for you. Because when we're in community, we don't walk away and put the book away and don't do things for months or years. When we're in community, we're like, you're in the slipstream of growth potential. So if you'd like to join a creative community that can help you, can help support you to be in your full radiance, check out Creative Alchemy. So until then, if you like what you hear, this is resonating with you, please share it with a friend, and I will see you next week.